With a bike, Carlo made his dinner and lost some blood. Yet at the end, things got worse.
That's me, Carlo. Over the next 10 days, I'll be bikepacking through the south of Spain from Malaga to Alicante. I'd thrown together a route a few days before. All I knew is that there was a lot of climbing ahead, including up the highest paved road in Europe. I landed in Malaga in the evening. After building my bike up outside the terminal building, I set off on my adventure. Firstly, finding some dinner and a good camping spot. Well, I thought I had a brilliant plan by finding a spot, and it's actually a riverbed. But the only issue with that is that the ground is very rocky, so yeah, pegs don't really go in. The tent is pitched. That was my camping spot down there last night. After a surprisingly good night's sleep, I made my way into Malaga the next morning to stock up on supplies. I tried to find a gas canister for my jet boil stove. I ended up buying the only one Decathlon had, which was big and bulky. Not wanting to waste any time, I got it and squeezed it into my already very full bags. And with that, I was on my way. After a few hours of riding, I stopped at a small village to buy some food. Little did I know what was coming next. Well, a bit of an update, and I was just descending down this little bit of road. I must have hit some gravel because the front wheel suddenly slid out and I basically slid across the road. And I'm fine, I've got a few bruises and grazes and so, but unfortunately the bike has got a bit of a problem with the shifter now. Yeah. Hello, English! Oh, I have a problem, I crash.
Oh.
Yeah. You live nearby?
Sí,
Yep, you've heard that right. I've crashed and broken my bike on day 1. Luckily for me, help was just around the corner. A man with a shed full of useful tools. After some tinkering, I waved goodbye to the kind Spanish man. I think that might be issue somewhat resolved. Gears seem to be shifting. Managed to bend, well, in fact it broke off the bottom of the shifter because it was bent in, which didn't allow the buttons to spring back. It seems to work now, so I think I'll pack up and go. Back on the bike again. Quite a bit of climbing now, but really beautiful sunny evening. Just going about 5:45 now. Hopefully I'll get to the campsite about 7 or so. I've just made the discovery that this gas can is useless to me. The top doesn't attach to my jet boil, which is rather annoying because I need to cook the pasta before I can eat it. Hope is restored. I managed to get it working by putting a little twig inside the mechanism so the jet boil now works. After my engineering prowess was displayed, I settled down for the night. First time of the day. The plan for day 2 was simple. Ride to Granada, where I'd stay for 2 nights to be able to attempt to ride up the Veleta, the highest paved road in Europe, topping out at over 3,300 metres. Just approaching Granada now. Pretty sure that's the Veleta right there, the one with all the snow on it. It looks like the highest. I found a cheap hostel in Granada where I plan to leave all my bags the next day for the ride up the Veleta. I met some great people at the hostel and enjoyed an evening of Spanish tapas and good company. Well, it's day 3, just leaving Granada now, heading up the Pico Veleta. I've managed to leave most of my kit at the hostel, so the bike feels really nice and light. Although I somewhat doubt I'll actually get to the very top because the ski season is still in full swing. We'll see. (1,750 meters). Beautiful. (2,800 meters). Well, I think this might be where the road ends. Still going. Just crossed the piste. Although I can see a bit of paved road over there, so I think I'll continue for now. The road continued to get worse. There were now no rideable sections. I was crossing ski runs with a carbon road bike, much to the amusement of skiers. This is where we're going to have to turn around, just too much snow to continue. I turned around and disaster struck. Like and subscribe for part 2.